Hi, doctor. I recently came across a viral post where someone mentioned that a dentist in USA quoted her 4,500 for treatment, but she ended up getting it done in Tijuana, Mexico for just $800. She also claimed half of the treatments recommended in the US aren't even necessary. Why is there such a huge cost difference, and what's your take on this?
Well, in the US, I'm not going to disagree with that. I'm going to say that I definitely agree that the treatment in the US costs more than any other part of the world because we follow the highest standard we can possibly. And I'm sure you probably heard it right, from other people. Dental, not just dental care, but healthcare in just as a whole cost a lot of money because we follow a very high standard in in the US, and that's the number one reason. And then in addition to that, there is like a lot of regulatory processes that we have to get through. We got to do like in other countries, if they have to follow 3 steps, we got to probably follow 15 steps or 30 steps to get through to the same procedure. So that is one of the number one reasons why the healthcare costs too much in the US, and that's one of the reason. And then there is no standard for you to compare. You can go to like anybody in Mexico, and matter of fact, we have some doctors who practice dentistry in Texas. You can go read the news, and right here it happened right down the street from here. There are some doctors who are practicing, the doctors from Mexico. They were are from overseas. They were practicing dentistry in their apartments, and one of the patient went there to get the treatment done. They could not complete the treatment. The patient got sent over here. We have been able to complete those treatment. However, to go back to your question, can the dental care cost less? Absolutely yes, because you are going to get like even the dentists, like they have to follow a different step because they're able to don't have to follow the standard of care that we practice in the US. They can definitely do the treatment for less money. And so the second part of your question, is it overdiagnosed? Um, Again, I can't really comment. We do not overdiagnose in our practice. Can overdiagnosis can happen? Again, it really depends on what you call it as an overdiagnosis. Sometimes we do a lot of preventive treatment. For example, when a patient comes to have, this is not uncommon for our practice, when a patient comes to have one wisdom tooth removed, and we recommend removing all four. In your case, you may be thinking, oh, I do have a problem only with one wisdom tooth. Why are you overdiagnosing to get all four wisdom teeth removed? Because my recommendation is based on the preventive treatment or the prevention and how your mouth is going to look like if you're not going to get any treatment done in the next 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. So what you call it as a diagnosis could be like a preventive treatment is what the other dentist might have recommended. Um, Potential risk of over treatment, overseas treatment. I can't really speak, and I'm not going to make a blanket statement saying that all the overseas treatment are bad. And definitely, I can say that you are going to be stuck to like a lower standard of care as opposed to like a higher standard of care within the U.S. As simple as what we call it as a sterilization protocol. They don't have to be sticking to the sterilization protocol in our offices. We in the U.S. within U.S. the whole of the United States, and we have to even stick to the basic sterilization protocol, which is regulated by the industry. So again, my take is I can only speak for myself. And yes, definitely it costs a little bit more, but you get what you pay for. We are going to definitely stick to the higher standard. And as treatment, higher standard of other regulations, including the sterilization protocol, make sure that you are getting taken care.
That's right.